Ferrari won more points than Red Bull and Mercedes for the second consecutive weekend, but McLaren extended their lead in the standings. Frederic Vasseur spoke with Sky Sport F1 on Charles Leclerc's first podium of the season, Lewis Hamilton's issues, and the signals that the SF-25 is sending while waiting for more developments and with the obvious goal of continuing to improve. And those upgrades could come sooner than expected. So, could Ferrari become a title contender in the next races, especially if McLaren were to be affected by the upcoming technical directive? Vasseur: today, we were among the fastest in the first corners, but we lack performance. We are paying for the points lost in China. The Red finally returns to the podium thanks to a brilliant performance by Charles Leclerc, who nevertheless wanted to praise the Ferrari men for their strategy and pit stops, which were the Maranello team's true strengths at the start of the season. In the post-race interview, Frederic Vasseur analysed the SF-25's performance in the race, as well as what the team as a whole is missing in order to aspire to triumph again. If we are not further ahead, it's because of qualifying, that is clear. The pace has always been very good in the race, he declared. We need to be more consistent throughout the weekend, in all the sessions, and do a better job. Clearly we have some weak points, I think especially in qualifying. We need to be honest with ourselves and analyse the situation. When you understand where the problems are, you can work to solve them, and we think we have understood where to intervene, revealed the Ferrari team principal. Vasseur discussed the qualities of his two drivers' races and described Charles Leclerc's approach. He was a bit conservative at the beginning because he knew we would extend the stint, and he did very well in managing the tyres. From the 10th lap onwards, I think his pace was even better than that of Verstappen and Piastri. On Saturday, qualifying was an issue, particularly in the opening few corners, where the SF-25 felt practically all of the margin that separated it from pole position, but the situation changed throughout the race. Today, Sunday, we were fast across the entire lap. In fact, I think we were also among the fastest in turns 1 to 2. We need to understand what we did differently compared to yesterday. There is certainly a factor in the preparation of the tyres, but everything counts in the performance, and perhaps we are lacking something on the flying lap. Probably the tyres are more important than other factors, but you always need to put everything together. Like last year, we need to try to make gains, even small ones, in every single area to improve. Leclerc had a good weekend. However, Hamilton was stuck in P7, and Vasseur had a few words and justifications instead for a decidedly negative weekend for Lewis Hamilton. He had a decent second stint, as long as he was in clean air, but he struggled all weekend. We are having too many ups and downs, but so is he. We all need to be more consistent even in FP3 to better prepare for qualifying, which I think is our main problem. We need to be on point always, and not just for 25 laps or 2 laps in qualifying. At the moment, Ferrari relies on Charles Leclerc to keep it afloat. The standings reflect this, but Vasseur continues to seek an overall goal of togetherness. It's not a question of saving the dream or things like that. We have to work together and develop to improve. We all have to do a better job as a team. It's not the team that pushes Charles or Charles that pushes the team. We are all in the same boat. The French team principal did not dispute that a stronger start was expected and that there is a large gap to McLaren. We are still paying for the points lost in China for the disqualification compared to the others. We have to look to the future. Let's push together and the results will come. The SF-25 has already received the first round of modifications in Bahrain, but further developments are planned in the near future. In Miami, there is the sprint race and little time to work. We will probably bring updates to Imola. Fred Vasseur added, "It's a tough weekend for Lewis. He was a bit inconsistent. Even in the race, he had a good first part of the second stint, but we need to be more consistent from Friday morning first, all the laps in quali, because the potential is there for sure." Lewis Hamilton echoed the struggle. Clearly the car is capable of being P3, so Charles did a great job today, so I can't blame it on the car. After the race, Hamilton was more blunt. "It was horrible. Not enjoyable at all. I was just sliding around. First stint, massive understeer, car not turning, and then massive deg. and in the second stint, slightly better balance, but still just no pace. Pretty bad. I don't have an answer for you as to where that China performance went. There's nothing. Balance, struggling to feel the car beneath me, but there's no particular thing. It's just, there's nothing to say. At the moment, there's no fix. This is how it's going to be for the rest of the year. It's just going to be painful. Hamilton has frequently found himself behind Leclerc. While Leclerc held off Norris to take the podium, Hamilton lingered around P7. He commented on the race. Nothing positive to take from today, apart from Charles on the podium, which is great for the team. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur has replied angrily to claims that Hamilton is rapidly fading. He told Sky Sports, "It's not dramatically Hamilton's decline in form. We did 5 races so far. I know what you want to have the big headlines tomorrow that Fred said this, but this is thing bullshit. At the end of the day, we are in competition. You have ups and downs. When we have ups, we are not world champions. When we have downs, we are not nowhere. It's just a competition." I'm not sure that you draw the same conclusion with Max last week, when he was 7th. It is like it is. The competition is tight. You have 10 cars and a couple of tenths. Have a look at Max. He won in Japan. He finished 30 seconds behind Piastri in Bahrain. And in Saudi Arabia, he was P2 and had pole position. With Ferrari leading McLaren by 110 points, the burden is on Vasseur and the entire squad to improve soon. The team had great expectations for the year, especially with Hamilton's arrival, but thus far, consistency and pace have not been there. A solid run of races could change things around, but it will take not only Leclerc's consistent success, but also a step forward from Hamilton. With improvements on the way and a critical set of tracks ahead, Ferrari needs to find solutions quickly. Looking ahead, Imola might be a deciding race for Ferrari. The team intends to release another update package, and with the circuit being a driver favourite that rewards precision and flow, it could be the ideal location for Hamilton to restart his season. If the changes are successful, Ferrari might close the gap on McLaren and potentially reignite the battle with Red Bull. There is also considerable intrigue about how Leclerc and Hamilton will perform as teammates under pressure. While they have demonstrated mutual respect thus far, the relationship might change radically if performance disparities remain. For the time being, Leclerc is leading the charge and demonstrating why he is still the team's best chance of winning. Meanwhile, Ferrari's leadership understands that tolerance is running thin, not just among fans, but also within the paddock. If results do not improve, the focus will shift to Vasseur's decisions and Ferrari's overall development strategy. The next 3 races will not only determine the outcome of the 2025 season, but they may also alter Maranello's internal power balance for years to come. So, what do you think? Can they change their fortune around in the coming races? And could they be frontrunners from the European part of the season on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.